already know it. What is the first stage? First stage is what? Instruction fetch state. Okay, so this is what the 5 stages of organization. Always first stage will be instruction fetch, second stage will be, right, from the source register we are just trying to fetch the data, and after that arithmetic logic unit operation, access the memory and put the data into the memory. So here instruction stage 1, right, fetching stage 1 to do some decoding process will be happening, fine, and after that you will be trying to execute, and after that you will be accessing the memory, and after that putting the data into the memory. So these are all the 5 stages that we have seen already. So let me jump into the this particular sample examples. So first what happen is program counter is there. So the program counter will try to access the memory address which is located into the register, and after that in the particular register there will be an IR. What is IR? Instruction register. So from the instruction register, the memory data will be, right, moved to this particular instruction register. In this instruction register, what it is there? Load. Okay, load will be there. So once the instruction is fetched, and then what is the role of this program counter? Program counter will increment to 4 based on the size of this particular instruction. And then this first stage is completed. So first stage is what? It is a fetching stage. Okay, in the fetching, now we have fetched the particular instruction from the memory and put into the instruction register, and then incremented the program counter. What will be the second stage? As per that 5 stages, the second stage always will be the decoding of the instruction. Now what is the decoding process? So what is load function? So that is the decoding process. And after that, after decoding it, what I am doing is I am trying to, right, move this particular R7 to RA register A. And after moving it, what I am doing is I am trying to move this to RA means what? So here you can see I am in the diagram, you can see I am moving from the register file to RA. And after doing this process, what happen is I am this particular ALE will try to do this execution, and after execution you will get an out. So that is what always we just see in the stage 3. Stage 3 will be execution stage, so where arithmetic logic unit will try to execute the data which is moved from, right, RA and this RB. Okay, so after execution the data will be out, the answer will be out. So right, to what? RZ. Okay, so to that RZ, and after plus immediate value of X. Okay, so X is what? You have that immediate value in the X, I am adding it, and then I will get the answer for this one. And the fourth stage will be, so RZ. So this particular RZ, right, so based on the instruction what we have given in our program, so either we can push this particular results to the memory address, or what we can do is, so we can, right, send it to the register files back. So here you have the 3 multiplexers, right, 3 to 1 multiplexer. So where 0 1 2, if it is set 0, directly it push to RY. If it is set 1, then it will be getting the memory data, and if it is 2 means it goes to the return to the address. So now let us take an example of, right, 0 where it moves to RY. So that is what? From RZ to memory address, and after that, right, read the memory and then move to the RY. So now we are just moving to the RY as per the instruction here. So it is in the register R5. So now RY data from the RY, it will be moved to where? To the register file where you have R5 into it. So the answer will be stored in the R5. So this entire process I have already given, right, as simulation, and we are also practiced using the simulator. Okay, so these are all the sequence of steps that I have just explained to you, right? So first thing is program counter with a memory address, read the memory, and then move to instruction register, increment the program counter. After incrementing, decode it, and after decoding it, do the arithmetic operation. After the arithmetic operation, move to the memory based on the instruction, right? Either if it is an external, then move it, or then try to move it. As per here, we are moving our answers to R5. So this is a very simple way of understanding how an register file, ALU, and the memory are correlated to execute the given instruction with respect to these 5 stages.